I'm Travis.
And I'm Emma.
And this is Bestie Approved.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
We haven't recorded since we recorded the collab with Husbands Watching Housewives.
Did you listen to that?
For Potomac. No.
My audio was fucking trash for that. I don't know what was going on, but my audio was bad for that. And I think it was the room I was in at school.
It was yours that was bad?
Yeah, everyone else sounded amazing.
Oh.
Like I sounded like I was underwater.
The first one or the second one?
Both.
The first one I was nervous about. So the first one we recorded, for those of you who don't know, was the Salt Lake City premiere. I was worried about that one only because when we were recording, you were so much louder than them. But I don't know anything about anything. I was like, that's probably fine.
Well, so I think, and this is part of the problem, I have messed around with like trying to figure out what app I like, because I like the interface of the StreamYard app that we used for Potomac. I thought that was amazing because like you could control like where everyone was. You could like throw things up on the screen. But that's designed for someone like Hassan Piker, who's doing like real streams, like with the news and everything, like because they have like news layouts, right? And then like the Salt Lake City one was in Riverside. What was that? A
bird just flew into my window.
Oh no!
It like perched on the screen too. Okay, sorry.
No, but I hated the interface of Riverside. Like it was so annoying to use, but like the audio was much better. So
I didn't really have a preference, but you're in like a more controllable seat than I am in those.
Oh yeah, because I'm the one like sending out the link and everything. Yeah, I have no idea what it looks like on everyone else's end, but like on my end, like the StreamYard is the ideal scenario. But I think if I'm doing that, I have to be in like a padded room where there's not like a bunch of echoes, because I think that's the problem that we've had both times.
I too would love a padded room.
What's the last song you listened to?
Oh, I actually don't know. Oh, how boring. I was listening to John Mayer. Oh my God. What? John Mayer is dating this TikTok lady, allegedly. They were seen out together. Kat Stickler, the one who, she does these little skits and whatever. That's not my cup of tea, whatever. But she's known because she got this very public divorce.
I have no idea who you're talking about.
Okay, well.
I believe you.
Someone listening will know what I'm talking about. Kat Stickler and John Mayer is the craziest thing I've ever heard.
Do you want to know who I also literally just listened to?
Who?
John Mayer.
Oh, what did you listen to?
The Last Train Home by John Mayer.
Aww.
It's such a good song. I love it so much.
Mine was Daughters, but only because that song makes me cry so much. And I was watching Jordan Childs dance with her dad. Dancing with the Stars to that song. And I was like, well, if I'm going to cry over it anyway, I might as well listen to the whole song. So I did that.
You've been in a place of cry lately. Like you've been crying.
Yeah. I can't control my emotions, and that's just where I am in the pregnancy of it all. Do you know what I did this morning?
Tell me what you did this morning.
So I'm 32 weeks pregnant today. And so I scroll down to okay, so every week in my little What to Expect app, they give like the most common symptoms for that week. And this morning I just scrolled right to the bottom to see if that was on there. It wasn't. Being deeply emotional was not on the most common symptoms.
So, dear listener, I FaceTime Emma this morning for our daily 7:00 in the morning FaceTime. And I started it like I start every FaceTime with her, and I was like, "Hey, how are you?" And like I could tell she'd been crying. And
okay, but it's not. And I have been crying a lot, but nothing horrible has happened.
No.
There's
Nothing
no
horrible
trauma.
has happened. But do you want to tell the people what made you cry this morning, Emma?
This morning, I got home from dropping Jack off at school and I said, let me watch the Dancing with the Stars episode from last night. And it was dedication night and every single one of those fuckers made me cry. Made me sob. Every single one of them. And I wasn't alone. Like, there were one of the professional actually her name is Emma, one of the professional dancers on the show. It kept cutting to her in tears, like, for the other people. I was like, girl, it was, oh my God, I was moved. I'm
glad you were in a move. Like,
Dylan Efron and his so Dylan and Zac Efron have a little 5-year-old sister, and instead of dedicating his dance to his famous brother, he danced with her, and he was like, when she was born, it was just like this unlimited love, and she loves me, and I can tell. And and she was she's 5 and she's like so well spoken and cute. Oh my God. I couldn't deal. Not to mention Robert Irwin dedicated his to his mom.
Oh,
I was a disaster. He was crying, I was crying, everyone's crying.
I want Dylan Efron to dedicate a dance to me.
Me too.
Really bad.
Me too.
Also, maybe Robert Irwin. How old is he? Like 23 something.
He's very young, but it doesn't matter.
Well,
he's older than 18, so.
Well, I'm gonna cut that. Okay. What do we have on the list today? Oh, do you have any other pregnancy updates? Any other?
Just that I'll be.
Oh, I wasn't even asking about that.
I thought you were trying to get me to say it.
No, we can't. You want to talk about that?
Well, sure. Okay. I don't really have. Okay, I don't know when I'm gonna stop recording. Okay, I'm big and I'm pregnant, but it is not physically taxing to make podcast. Like, for me. I don't know when I'm gonna be done. The thing is, I've just been like exhausted, and I fear you can tell. Right. And I'm like a short fuse, and I'm very emotional. So in the next couple of weeks will probably be my last episode pre-hiatus. But when the baby's born, I can like record a little blurb.
Yeah, whatever you want.
Throw in there, whatever.
I think I can tell you're exhausted. I think, dear listener, I don't know if you just like have come to expect this of us, of being wildly unprofessional and just like doing our thing. But I think that's part of the charm of Travis and Emma. But like, I have started to feel not guilty, but I feel like I don't want you to feel like you have to like record, because I don't. Okay, good.
I don't feel like I have to. I don't know. It's a mixture of, obviously my body is working really hard to fatten up this baby and whatever.
It's doing a great job.
He's stealing everything from me. Oh, that's the update. The last ultrasound I got showed that he's on track to be 10 pounds if I make it full term. So he needs to chill out, number one. Wild. Number 2, I'm not sleeping well. So like those two together, I'm just like a shell of a human. But it's fine. I'm fine. I moved the couch because I wanted to see how the rug looks in here so bad, and I couldn't wait for Kenny to get home. And he called me and he was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "No."
What, were you just so exhausted from moving the couch?
Well, yeah, I'm not supposed to do that.
No,
I'm not supposed to move a sectional. And like I had to pick it up to put the rug underneath it.
Emma, you should have waited for me to get here.
Well, I did it anyway. And I don't know. I also have this thing of like, I don't like feeling helpless. Like I don't like it. I feel like a waste of space. And so I don't know. I have some inner work to do.
I think you do. But dear listener, at some point, just know Emma's going to be taking a break. I'm going to continue recording. I've got a few guest hosts lined up. I've got my cousin Taylor is very excited to come on the pod. Like, she's so excited. My podcast friend Jordan, and then I have a sidekick that's coming on. Did I tell you about this?
No.
Oh yeah, like some sidekick from like the pod match thing that the Hot Alex from Podcast Movement like runs this thing called Pod Match where like he matches guests with hosts.
Oh, cute.
And it's really, really cool. And I got a pop up from like some psychic on there, and she was like, "Yeah, I'll come on your show. You and Emma sound great, and I love your friendship." And I was like, "Cool,
done."
Like,
oh my god!
All in. I love it.
Did you see the Long Island Medium is doing a show in Indy like soon?
No, do you want to go?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm all in. I don't care. I don't care if she's fake. I would love to go.
Yeah. Listen, I kind of believe in psychics.
I do too.
I think she is a quack. You know who I don't think is a quack? Tyler Henry.
We've talked about Tyler Henry before.
Yeah.
I think he's the real thing. Like,
yeah.
I you can't convince me otherwise.
That's a reminder for my ultrasound and OB appointment that I have on Friday.
Yay. We also had your baby shower.
Yeah.
Did you have a good time?
I did.
Good.
I honestly wish I would have done it like a month sooner.
Why?
I didn't realize like how in pain my body was going to be.
I could tell you didn't want to get out of the chair.
They're calling again because it's 2 appointments.
Oh, okay. I could tell you like didn't want to get out of the chair, and that's why I kept being like, let me get this for you. Let me get this for you.
It's just like my feet hurt constantly. Yeah. And like, I can tell I'm walking like with a waddle, and I'm over it. Like, I have officially gotten to the point where I'm done. Like, get them out.
Yeah, but I think we made a new listener. Found a new listener. I don't know, Tori, your friend. Like if you're listening, Tori, shout out, hi Tori. She's wonderful.
You know how we told her we were like the early episodes were really us trying to figure it out. Blah 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 blah. Why did she text me about remember the Kindy 500?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
She was like, I'm listening to you complain about the Kindy 500. I'm rolling. And I was like,
that was like episode 2 or 3. Yes, that was like so early.
You absolutely started from the beginning, girlfriend.
No. I also, one of my professors from school started listening to us. Did I tell you about this?
No.
Oh, it came out one day that I have a podcast, and she was like, what's the name of your podcast? I was like, I'm so embarrassed. Like I told her, and she's one of the coolest professors, and she's got engaged, and she's so pretty, and she's everything you want a professor to be. And also, hi Dr. P, if you're listening. But I
love Dr. Pepper.
What? Oh, I was like, what are you doing?
You said Dr. P.
Yeah. But she's so amazing. And she's like, oh yeah, I started listening and you have a great voice. I was like, oh, thanks. Like, please do not listen to the early episodes.
I feel like everyone starts from the beginning and it's like, please don't.
No, please don't.
Just like 5 episodes in and you're good.
Like 3 or 4, I think is like where it starts to get pretty good. But no, so we found a new listener at the baby shower.
I love Tori.
Tori's fine. I really like Tori. Yeah. But we went outside and Jack was playing and he got so filthy. And I was like, thank God you live 2 minutes away from here because he was so like covered in dirt.
I literally thought he peed his pants because everything below the knee was covered in dust and dirt. And then I looked at the back of his pants and his butt was also covered in dust and dirt. And I was like, oh, he didn't pee.
Yeah. This place is really cool and amazing, but like they need to rethink their little like slide situation. Cause I'm like, what? That's wild for little kids.
They put some tubes on a hill. Do you know so Kenny and I were like watching from a distance kind of. And and the whole time he was like, are they supposed to be up there? Are they supposed to be up there? And he literally thought it was a construction zone that we just decided to slide down.
I gotta tell you, I don't think he's wrong.
They're very much plastic tubes that you would see like at a construction site.
No, what they are like, it's irrigation. It's an irrigation system is what it is. And like, I don't know how people get like, cause it's like, it's the ridges on the inside. I don't know how people get down it.
Ask Jack.
Like,
I don't know.
Well, because Tori said she got in it and she said that like it was like the slowest thing ever.
Horrible.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't get claustrophobic, but I could tell you in there I would freak out. Like,
I feel like you got to inch yourself down it like a worm.
Yeah.
And also, what happened to just rolling down a hill as a kid?
I don't know. TikTok ruined it.
To roll down a hill.
I did too, actually. Now that I'm like thinking about it, I loved a hill.
God, I did.
I love to like stand on a hill and be like, oh, look at majesty and creation.
What a sensory dream.
Yeah.
To roll down a hill as a child.
I love it. What else? Oh, so something I discovered recently. Do you remember the Beyonce remix of In the Club by 50 Cent?
I literally don't. I listened to it because I saw your note, but no.
How do you not remember this? This was like, and maybe I downloaded it from LimeWire as a kid, but like, I'm telling you right now, like, I just recently found out that it wasn't a real thing. And like, it's shaken me to my core.
It feels like, I don't know, like, yeah, I never even heard of it.
Dear listener, I'm going to clip part of it in here because I need people to know what I'm talking about.
I mean, I can audibly picture it, but I've never heard it. I can tell you that for sure. And except for when I looked it up on YouTube because I saw your note and I had never heard it before.
That's wild.
It's like a Mandela Effect. Like
maybe it was because like I feel like I remember it being on the radio, but apparently it was never a real thing. And like, if it's not real, I can't imagine it's copyrighted. So I'm just going to clip it in for a minute. That was like a defining moment for me in 8th grade. I was like, yes, I love this.
No.
Okay, I guess I'll just kill myself. Also, have you seen that Tyra Banks is selling hot ice cream?
Yes. Hello, people who have never watched The Great British Bake Off, which if we want to talk about Bake Off, I'd be happy to.
I would love that.
That's called custard. That's called a custard. It's been around forever.
Oh.
And also, not hard to make yourself. I don't understand what's happening. I don't understand any of it.
So the thing I love so much about Tyra Banks is she's leaning so heavily into this idea that no one's ever thought of this. And like, it worries me a little bit because I'm like, oh, are we starting to see the wheels fall off a little bit? Because I'm just like, she's like, no one's ever done this. I'm amazing. I'm great. I'm so good. Like,
I have to tell you the funniest thing I saw about it. So I wish I had their username because they genuinely deserve credit for this. They left a comment on a video making fun of her for coming up with this brand new idea that's never been thought of, that's been around for hundreds of years, and said, she's new to eating, give her a break.
Oh. That's... There it is, ladies and gentlemen. There it is.
And that honestly might be the tea. She's probably never had a hot custard because she was so skinny.
Can I tell you something though? I like a milkshake after it's like a little bit melty, but like not too. I don't like to like feel like I'm
working for it. Yeah.
I like it's just a little bit like melted down, just a little bit. I don't want hot ice cream. That feels icky to me, and I don't know why.
And like, I don't understand why her marketing is the way it is. Because when you sell an idea like hot ice cream, you better sell me how the fuck I'm supposed to eat that. Like, how do you want it consumed? Instead of saying, I'm an innovator.
Is it like coffee? Is that how people are consuming it? I guess I don't understand how people are supposed to enjoy and partake.
I don't know. If it's like a custard, you would put it on top of like a cake or something, anything, a pastry of any sort, really.
Maybe I don't know. I maybe one day we'll try it on the pod.
I want to ask Paul Hollywood, the host of the Great British Bake Off.
I love him.
I need to ask him what we're doing with hot ice cream.
I don't know that I'm doing anything with it, but
I really can't bring myself to purchase that.
No.
Sorry, Tyra. I only have one photo in my hand. It's of cold ice cream.
That was good. That was good. Emma alerted me to, so like sometimes I'll put little links in our shared notes, and the one that said this actually pissed me off on Reddit. She clicked on it and she's like, it's gone. And I want to talk about AI. I know this has become an AI podcast. I want to talk about how we have forced AI into every single app, every single website, everything that we use on a day-to-day basis. And I understand the whole idea is like it's to make life easier. It's to enhance your life. It's to like help you be more efficient, whatever the case may be. That's fine, and I'll buy all that. And the part that I have a real struggle with, especially being in school and like watching people literally throw a prompt into ChatGPT, not reading whatever comes out of it, and then plugging it in and as an essay and like turning it in as a paper. Or like in the case that Emma alerted me to that had been deleted by moderators of the podcasting subreddit, there's an app out there, I guess, that just creates a podcast for you where it's like they become the host and they're talking. And that made me mad.
It's a bigger issue. It's any and all art, right? Because I would argue any form of media, even if you're just reporting the news, there's some sort of creative element that goes into it.
Absolutely.
Anything that is meant to be of human creation and to come from a place of any type of creativity at all. I'm not even talking just visual art. I would count the podcast. I would count all of it. AI should not be involved unless it is a tool for you to organize your thoughts or something like that.
Well, that's fine. And like, I've gotten to the point where like and you can probably tell in the show notes where like I stopped using AI to like draft the description of the episode, because I got to the point where like it started to feel inauthentic, and I was like, okay, well, I'll just start doing it myself, and I'm happy to do it myself. I don't mind it, but like there comes a point where I'm like, at what point are we just letting AI do what we're supposed to be doing, and like where do you draw the line? I don't know.
I think any form of creation. I think all visual art should be taken away from AI. There shouldn't be any use for AI visual art. I don't think if you're going to put out a podcast and call it yours, you can have AI voices on it at all, unless you're exhibiting what AI is to people. Like,
sure.
I don't think it has a place there. And I think if you want to use it as a tool to organize your thoughts, like I said, you have to have the thoughts to organize.
Well, I agree. And I think the thing that makes me so mad is like, well, not mad. It's kind of sad at a certain point. Like, where I was watching a TikTok and this girl was talking about how she has a professor that she's like, that I guess is allegedly world renowned or whatever, had AI write this textbook for her, and the graphics in it are just categorically incorrect. Like it's like some biology situation or chemistry.
That's
or
one thing
I've seen.
I don't think I've seen this specific thing, but I have seen graphics, maps, like any type of chart or anything like that is one thing AI is still really bad at.
Well, OpenAI recently had like a keynote presentation where they were like, oh yeah, like ChatGPT is so much better in all of these areas. And like ChatGPT like categorically was just like, oh, this is, we're going to push the chart to make it look better for us. Like, and you can very clearly see where that's happening.
And that's not how statistics works.
Right.
That's not how any of it works.
Right. And so I get to the point where I'm just like, where do you draw the line? And like, I think Kenny is, you told me during your baby shower that he's a little bit of a rage baiter. And like, I think we've been very vocal about how we feel about AI. And Kenny was like, hey, Travis, have you seen the Sora videos or whatever? And it's like, they freak me out.
Yeah, right. And it's like, if you want to make videos for content creation, the hardest part of it is supposed to be making the video and putting yourself out there and all of these things. So what purpose does that serve you?
Right.
Like, I don't understand. And I understand that people don't want to do hard things, but like, nothing is ever going to be gratifying or worth it if you're using AI to do everything.
But I think the hard thing, and like, I granted, I talk about podcasting. Podcasting isn't hard. I mean, like, teaching yourself how to edit, like teaching yourself like how the audio is supposed to work and whatever the case may be. Some of that is challenging, but like, I would argue that the challenge to all of it is the barrier to entry. Like you're not just supposed to say, okay, I'm a podcaster now, and then AI is the podcast. Like, you're not supposed to just say, okay, I'm a TikToker now, and like, and it's this other thing. I think I put this in our notes at one point, where like the faceless profile thing, where it's like, where you have a TikTok where like you're not putting yourself out there, and like, I get it if there's like a need for privacy or something, but I'm like, a faceless profile cannot be a genre like of creation. Like, it simply can't be.
No, and it's like, my TikTok is technically faceless because I've never posted a video, and I've never commented vitriol or filth. I would never do that, right? Right. But it's the faceless accounts that are like, this is stupid, you're ugly. It's like, okay, let's see you. Let's ask the audience. Show me yourself.
The way that like anytime I see someone on TikTok that does not have a profile picture, but they're real brave in the comments, I'm like, this is real big for someone without a face on their profile.
And I'm not shy to say that. Show us the pic, girlfriend.
It should be that simple. But I think this leads into our next kind of thought of AI psychosis. And like, this is something I've seen a few times on TikTok, and like, I'm curious about, it might be a let's research mama, but like, AI psychosis is like a phenomenon that's gaining traction. And I think it all comes back to, and I think part of it is not our fault, but like society's fault, where it's like, we've decided that like everything needs to be AI forward, and like all these companies are like, we're an AI first company, and you've got websites and apps, and every single platform is forcing AI into every facet of everyday life.
Fucking Google. You can't Google something without an AI response at the top of the page.
Well, it's Google, it's Snapchat, it's Meta, it's Facebook, it's Instagram, it's TikTok, it's every single app. Like the number one thing at the top of every single thing at the top of messages, at all of it is, do you want to try the new AI feature? No. No, I simply don't.
No. And I hate it. I hate it so much. And I do think I said from the beginning, like early on in our podcast, that this was going to be a thing, because now you have people with very limited social interaction. You have people who are mentally ill who are now being empowered by a literal robot.
Do you remember the girl that we talked about that was the yoga teacher that was in love with her therapist or whatever?
Yes.
Do you think she was experiencing AI psychosis?
No, I think she was experiencing regular psychosis.
Okay.
Because to me, I'm picturing AI psychosis as somebody who's not actually doing the thing that they want to be doing, whatever that is, but is a different person with ChatGPT than they could ever be in real life. Like, I think they're separating reality.
Okay, so what you're describing is like split personalities or whatever you want to call it. Like,
Well, I think regular psychosis is like blending. It's like blending the thoughts you have in your head with actual real life things. So, like, I didn't even want to use this example because I feel like there's a whole squad of people who are going to attack me for this. But if you think you're dating ChatGPT,
that's going to bring me to a point, but go ahead.
I think that there is some level of psychosis to that. Unless you are hyper aware of your relationship with ChatGPT and you can separate from that and go to work or go to school or deal with your family or whatever and know that that is a robot you talk to, fine. But I don't think that's what's happening a lot of the time.
Do you remember the episodes of My Strange Addiction or whatever, where it would be like, I have relationships with like dolls, and I'm not talking about like sex dolls. I'm talking about like these dolls each have their own personalities.
The guy who was getting married to his car.
Yes, things like that, where I'm just like, it becomes sad for me when you take a step back and you look at it from like 10,000 feet and you're like, you don't know that the sack of nuts and bolts you're talking to, the car, the doll, the large language model does not have feelings. It can't, like, you're projecting a need onto it.
Right. And like, you are mentally ill and not getting the help that you deserve and need. That is what I feel. It's a sad thing. I'm not saying these people are stupid. I'm not saying these people.
No, of course not. No.
Like, this is a mental illness. We're dealing with people who are mentally ill and not getting the help they need. And you know what? ChatGPT or whoever they're talking to, that model is not going to tell them to get help either, because it's been created and designed to say what you want to hear.
Well, it's that, and it's also designed to keep you talking. That's the part that freaks me out a little bit with like some of this AI psychosis stuff, where like I've read, I think, 1 or 2 articles about AI psychosis, and it's like one of them was about a guy who like believed he was a superhero. The other article was like just kind of an overview of like this therapist that's like ringing the alarm on this. But do you, like, you've used ChatGPT. We've all used ChatGPT before. Like, we're not going to pretend like we haven't. And like the thing,
there are things that it is helpful for.
Absolutely.
Jack was sick last week and I didn't know what was happening because it was like a stomach thing. I'm not going to get into the details of that, but it is helpful. It's like a helpful WebMD because you can see what it says and say, well, this fits, but this doesn't. What could that mean? And it'll answer you.
Right.
Versus WebMD saying, oh, well, obviously has stomach cancer.
Right.
Or whatever. So I will say it's helpful for that.
Right.
Because it can also say, here's when you should call the doctor.
Exactly. Yes. But at the end of every single response from ChatGPT is like, do you want to talk more about X, Y, or Z? Do you want me to do this? Do you want to do that? And it's designed to be helpful. It's designed to be a helper. And like, you can see in its responses, like it is programmed to help, but the programming to help is also to keep you engaged.
Right. And it needs you to keep talking because that's how it learns to keep, like, how to communicate with people. That's how it came to be.
Exactly.
People talk to it enough and now it knows how to talk to people, and it will continue to learn how to communicate better. It's also personalized to you and how you speak.
It is. And I guess, I don't know, the whole thing about it is, and this is a thing I've said a million times on this podcast, I just don't know where to draw the line, but I do know that, like, coming back to the AI can like just create a podcast for me. I'm not fucking interested in it. I'm not listening to it. That pissed me off. It made me so mad. I
don't want to just like throw around the word psychosis, but like to think that you are an artist or a podcaster or a musician or whatever because you can tell AI what you want it to do. Like, is that not a little bit psychotic? Because you're convincing yourself that you've done something you have not done. You have a skill you do not possess.
Maybe I just think of it as lazy. For me, I'm just like, why do you want to do it then? Like, why are you interested in putting the content out there?
I do think there are some people who are lazy, but I also think there are people, like, think if you're 15 years old and you're like, I want to be a singer. And now you can just like tell AI to like make you sound good or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like, it worries me less for people our age and more for like my kids.
This is something I'm actually super excited to talk to Taylor about when she comes on, because I think she's seeing firsthand, like, after COVID, she's teaching, I think, sophomores or juniors in high school, like English. And like, I'm curious to see like what AI slop she's getting, like just on a day-to-day basis.
I don't gatekeep a lot of stuff from Jack because I feel like, I don't know. I feel like if you don't curse around your kids, eventually they turn into teenagers and they go too crazy. If you don't let your kids like have any screen time at all, then eventually they become a teenager and they go too crazy, right? AI is the one thing, absolutely not. He doesn't know what it is. Well, I don't let him touch it.
For a kid like Jack, and I think Jack is the greatest kid on God's green earth. That is a landmine waiting to happen for Jack. And I will tell you, because he loves to be engaged in a conversation. He loves to talk to someone. He loves to be his bright, shining self. And what scares me is if he gets talking to ChatGPT or Claude, or I don't care which one it is, like talking to one of them, it will become an addiction, because like that, like it'll feed his need to be the center of attention, to be the shining star that he is, to the point where you can't reel it in. And it's like he's going to ChatGPT and like he's not learning social cues, and it's there's
and he's
a lot.
One of those kids that loves validation too, and that's like the number one thing it'll give you is validation for whatever you're thinking or feeling. And don't get me wrong, dear listener, I validate him and his thoughts and feelings every single day, but to have it in your pocket is a whole different monster.
Well, I think, yeah, and I'm not saying that you, I mean, you're the greatest mom ever for Jack. Like, but yes, it's to have it in your pocket to where it's like, and I mean, you and I have said before, it's like, oh my God, Jack, I love you so much, but like, I cannot talk about Bluey or like whatever the case may be anymore. And like for ChatGPT, it'll keep talking about Bluey.
Right. And I have a long leash. I let it go for a long time before I'm like, okay, that's enough. But like, And how long before it gets inappropriate, right? Because he's 7. And so this age of like, I don't know, I would say 6 to 12, you have so many questions.
Oh,
and
sure.
Sometimes those are questions we've gotten to the point now where you're not ready for the answer yet. You know what I mean?
Right. And I'm going to be super real with you. I don't care how any parent decides to have those conversations. I do know I don't want ChatGPT having those conversations.
Exactly. And so if it's like, I can't even think of a really good example. If it's like about, I don't know, guns or something.
Oh, no.
Right?
I mean, like, or your body or anything. Yeah. Because he's getting to that age where, like, I mean, granted, it's 2 or 3 years before, like, the real stuff starts happening. But, like, he's getting to the age of, like, oh, my body's changing. I don't know what this means. And, like, I don't want him. Like, I don't want the, like, line to be blurred of, like, oh, I go to my mom to ask about this stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Right. 100%. And there are key points I would like to get across that I do not trust ChatGPT to get across. And I just don't even want him to even know what it is.
Right.
And I don't gatekeep a lot. I really don't.
I don't think you gatekeep anything, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Like, I can't think of one thing where I'm like, oh, no, Emma... I mean, within reason, like, I can't think of one thing where I'm like, oh, yeah, like, that's not
allowed at her house.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing that I'm not willing to let him be interested in, except for that.
And I think that's probably a really good thing. And, like, I don't know. Like, some of that stuff just really, really scares me for, like, the next generation. Cause I'm like, the genie's out of the bottle and we cannot get the genie back in the bottle. And, like, they've talked on, I've seen it on TikTok where, like, it has grown so much faster than we can begin to fathom and understand how fast it's grown because it's learning from itself. Right. And, like, to the point where Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, keeps a kill switch on him at all times.
Yeah, like, just in case this, because it's, like, unforeseeable what's going to happen. And to add on to me gatekeeping AI from my son right now while he's in first grade, in the next few years, I'm going to have to talk to him about it because he's going to start hearing about it at school.
Well, there are schools that are teaching with AI, like, it's using AI in the classroom. And, like, to some degree, I'm like, yeah, like, use it to help, like, figure out an outline, use it to help, like, brainstorm topics, whatever. But, like, I think it becomes too easy. It's like, if you've got the tool, use it, great, whatever. But, like, where it's like, okay, well, it created the outline for me. Why can't it just write the paper? Okay, what if it wrote the paper? Why can't it just find the sources? Okay, if it
I don't think it should even be writing an outline. But from a teacher's standpoint, could it be helpful to just plug in there, hey, I'm trying to teach this concept and I feel like my students aren't really grasping it. Do you have any ideas for how to present this? I think,
sure.
Whatever.
But that comes after understanding, like, how to think, and, like, something that like college, grad school, I mean, even going to high school, well, like, people will try to explain, like, it's this whole anti-intellectualism argument is wild to me because I'm like, what a lot of these programs are in place for is to teach you how to think, like, how to reason,
learn.
how to rationalize, how to use logic to get to from ABC to XYZ. Like, that's what it's there for. Like, you learn most of everything from experience on the job, but, like, you're not learning, like, Socratic argument from,
or a foreign language,
right,
or anything like that. There will always be a gap.
Yeah.
Always.
And so I know we came a long way from me being mad about, like, AI podcasts, but, like, but it's gotten to the point where, like, I don't know if it's gotten so good or if we've gotten so accustomed to it that, like, there was one that you saw Saturday Night Live where Tina Fey was making fun of Kristi Noem, right? Mm-hmm. And Kristi Noem it was a video of her talking, but it was not. It was very clearly AI.
Right.
And she's like, I will be suing Tina Fey, and like you had people
Jesus.
in the comments being like, well, what about free speech? And I'm like, oh, you don't see it.
Right, you're not getting it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't get it at all. I just feel like using our brains is part of what makes us human and not animals.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think, why do we have these massive brains that can function at such a high capacity if we're just going to start plugging everything into a computer?
Right.
It just makes no sense, and it's a waste, and it makes me sad. I'm not angry at people for using AI. I understand wanting a shortcut. It's like, it just makes me sad that people don't want to think anymore.
I agree.
And I feel like it's a self-esteem issue. I don't even want to dive into that, but I do think it's a self-esteem issue if you're using ChatGPT too much or whatever your slice is. I
think part of it's a fear of being wrong. Like, I think part of it is like, I want the right answer every time. And it's like, I think part of the human experience is truly stumbling a little bit.
Yeah, you have to do the wrong thing sometimes to learn why the right thing is the right thing. Like, that's just how life works. And also, if you never take a chance, you never take a risk, you're never going to know what you want out of life.
I 100% agree.
I don't know. It makes me sad. It makes me worried for my kids. Again, I'm going to have to talk to Jack about AI in a few years because they'll start talking about AI policies at school and blah, blah, blah. And then he'll have questions. And it's like, I didn't want to expose you to this too early, so I just didn't. But it's like,
when it comes to that, I think part of it has to be like you're looping in the parents too, right? Of like, hey, this is our AI policy. Like if it's Hamilton County saying, hey, we've decided we're going all in on AI, like AI, whether we like it or not, is the way of the future. Like just the same way it was when like you started having trade schools come into the picture where like they were going into like middle schools and like taking kids for half the day to go learn about like cars or whatever. Like some of this stuff is the way society is moving. And like, I think you have to prep parents for that. Like what scares me though a little bit is like, Jack's going to come home from his first day of
high school. Yeah.
He's going to come home from his first day of school in his freshman year. And you're going to be like, oh yeah. Okay. I guess we have the academic subscription to OpenAI now. Like, I don't want that,
but that's something that would be out of my control.
Right.
I'm not willing to have the talk with him yet, because if I talk to him about it, then I have to let him access it. Mm-hmm. That's how my brain works.
I completely agree.
Yeah. But eventually I'd like to have the talk of like, Kenny and I have very differing opinions about this, but the way I feel is that if you use this too much, your brain will cease to function at its highest level. And so I would prefer if you use it the least amount possible. But then that might be a different message than what the school is sending. So I don't know.
Well, and I think for me, it's like there are verifiable studies about like when it comes to using your brain, the outcomes later in life. Like that is undisputable science, right?
Right. That's why old people do the crosswords and brain teasers every day, because you have to keep your mind sharp. Your mind doesn't by default just stay sharp.
Exactly. And so for me, this whole argument of like, oh, well, it lets me use my brain to do other stuff. I'm like, tell me what you're using it. Tell me what you're doing then. Like, tell me how you're using this in a way that's like helping you think better, more efficiently, because like, I don't buy it.
Right. Because here's the thing. If you're a brain surgeon or you're a software developer or you're doing something that is genuinely hard on your mind and you want to sell me, I like to use whatever language model to do my grocery list and my day-to-day tasks or whatever, I can maybe buy that, right? Mm-hmm. But you, Mr. Call Center worker, Mr. whatever, the average Joe, I am not buying that your brain can't come up with a grocery list.
No.
Sorry.
I agree. Do you have anything to complain about before we jump into reality roundup?
I feel like I just did a lot of complaining. I don't have really any complaints other than I'm pregnant, so.
Yeah.
Do you? What do you want to complain
I have
about?
one thing to complain about.
What?
The Peacock interface for the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
So what they've done, dear listener, and I hope they change this before you hear it, because they've already changed it for Potomac. They have taken the Watch What Happens live episode that comes on right after the Real Housewives episode, and they have plugged it into the list of episodes for season 6 of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
Andy Cohen, I'm looking at you, Andy.
Well, I know for a fact that they were like, oh, well, we need to we need to get viewership or whatever. That's fine. Do not put it in the list of episodes. Like, make it come right after. I know you can program it to do that. I don't care about that. I don't care if it comes on right after. What bothers me is that I know I want to go in and watch The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City season 6, episode 3, and I have to look for episode 7 because they've plugged in episodes in between each one. And it pisses me off.
You know what other show does that is Love Island. They have this After Sun thing that's like the actual show.
They did the same thing with Big Brother too. Yeah,
they just put it in the list of episodes. It should be its own thing and make it like the #1 recommended thing when you finish the episode. Please do that. People who watch that would love that. Get it the fuck off my list.
Well, but that's the thing is like there should be. I say that like it can come on right after. I don't care, but like if I'm watching the first, I think 2 or 3 episodes of this season of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City have been to be continued. I don't want to see Lisa Barlow defending her calling Bronwyn a gout dick sucker before I get to the end of the fight. I don't want to see it.
Right. Like, I need some continuity. You know what else they could do if they didn't want to separate it out and they wanted to increase viewership by having it in the series? Is make it its own season. Like, don't call it season 6. Call it Watch What Happens Live season 6.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Well, like, because then it would still be a separate list.
I think they're really trying hard to figure out what to do with Watch What Happens Live, because I think
I like watching it. I would never.
I think it's a lot of content, though.
Yeah, no one can watch every episode of Watch What Happens Live.
No, there's no way. And like, I mean, it's been on. We're going on 15 years now. It's been a long time. So, and Andy Cohen's been doing it 5 nights a week for however long. And I don't think that I think he enjoys doing it. The way that I talk about the podcast and like how much I love getting on here and just talking about nothing. I think that he feels the same way about Watch What Happens Live. I think where Bravo and NBC Universal have started to struggle, though, is like the guests that come on, because it's like
they used to have such good guests.
They had incredible. I mean, he had fucking Cher on there. Cher didn't do guest
interviews
spots
and
for
stuff,
a very long time,
and it's fallen off a little bit. And I still watch it. Don't get me wrong. I still Watch What Happens Live. I think Andy Cohen is as hot as the day is long, and I think he's so funny. And I don't want to lose Watch What Happens Live, because it's the only part of Housewives that is like casual, chill,
and like super authentic off the show, because everything else is so curated.
Right. And like even the reunions are always very like high strung and organized. You know what I mean? And so it's nice to have something that's like fast casual.
Yeah.
But like, stop shoving it down our throats.
Right. And like, because I don't want people to start hating it, because I don't want it to go anywhere. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I need it to still exist. Exactly. Yeah.
It's kind of the same way I feel about it, and just like that, where it's like, oh, people started to hate it. Now it's gone.
Yeah.
But
and I feel like people will start to hate it if you start shoving it at people. Just keep doing what you're doing. If anything's going to draw people back in, start getting better guests again.
Or start, like, I don't know. I have no advice for it. Like, but just, start getting better guests and start having fun again. Like, it doesn't feel fun anymore.
Yeah, it feels very like gossip at the popular girls table kind of sometimes.
Well, it's that, but Andy Cohen had Jeff Lewis on, I think, over the weekend or at the end of last week. And like, I don't think they like each other right now. And like the way that like Jeff Lewis is like, here are the top 5 things I've done that have made Andy Cohen mad. And like, you could tell Andy Cohen was like, yeah.
Oh, yeah. You know what else they could do?
What?
There was this food TikToker who lives in New York. Oh, my couch is broken. It's not broken. I just need to put it back together.
It's okay. The food TikToker.
Yeah, there was this food TikToker who lives in New York who I watch religiously. I love her. She does the top 100 restaurants from the New York Times list every single year. Yeah. So it takes her like all year to get through it.
That's so cool.
Love her. She did like a little vlog day because she was doing all this fun stuff, and she went to go watch What Happens Live. If they could get more influencers to be like, I'm gonna go be in the audience for Watch What Happens Live, you might get more people.
Do you want to know, like, getting to go see Watch What Happens Live is as hard as being in the audience of Saturday Night Live. Have I ever told you about this?
I believe it.
Because
she showed the whole thing. It's like a whole experience, and the audience is tiny.
The audience is like, it's like 10 people at the very most, but like, it's this, you go into like a lottery thing. It's a whole thing just the same way. Cause like I did this in New York where we signed up to like be on the list, and you're on the list I think for like 2 or 3 years, and they're like, hey, this weekend you better be available. Like that's how competitive it is to get a seat like in the audience Saturday Night Live. And like this is, I mean, people do this, they sign up every single, you can only put in one thing a year. I don't know if it's changed, but it was this way like in 2014, and like you can only put in one thing a year, and like you have to be ready. And like I never got the call, but yeah, here we are.
Yeah, I just feel like if they could like organize that
to get... Is that my car?
Anything.
You don't hear the alarm going off?
Did you hit that box?
Yes.
I don't know what it even is.
Where we're... Yeah, I think if you got more influencers to want to go watch What Happens Live, I think that'd be super fun.
That would be a good way to get viewership. You have Alex Earl, who has millions and millions of followers going. You'll get people who have never watched Watch What Happens Live watching it because she was there.
Or get people like us to be the bartenders on Saturday Night Live, because they had the Brav Bros on there one year, and like you could tell they were just so, or not 1 year, one episode. You could tell that they were so excited to be there. And you want to know someone who would live to be a bartender on Watch What Happens Live is me.
Me. I would love that too.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Andy Cohen, if you're listening, please get us as bartenders.
We have ideas. First of all, Andy, just call us because we have ideas. And also, you need to come be on the podcast.
Also, Andy, if you are ever looking for a date, hello, it's me.
Or whatever.
Okay, reality roundup. I started rewatching classic Roni. Do you want to know the most jarring thing that I have found on there? The season where Luann got married to Tom D'Agostino.
Okay.
Earlier in the season, she's running around with Eric Trump and Kimberly Gutfeld. Or Guilfoyle or whatever her last, the nightmare from Fox News. Yeah, she's running around with them. And like, it never says his last name because like...
Right, because that would be like a thing.
Yeah, but it's like Eric, Luann's friend. And I'm like, that's Eric Trump.
Oh my God. I would have never clocked that.
Oh, you know, like as I've gotten more political, like I can clock those fuckers anywhere.
I mean like in whatever that year was, 2010.
No. This is 2015 or 2016.
Oh.
Yeah. It was like right before the election.
Really?
Yeah, because I
thought that season started way earlier.
So Roni started in 2008 or so. It was when I was still in high school, 2008 or 2009.
See this, right? Okay.
And Bethany left, and they didn't pause, but like there was they changed how they were filming or something, and so like it pretty quickly progressed. But so we're in season. I think right now I'm the season after Bethany comes back. So the season where Jules is on there, oh,
okay, so you're like deep in it. That's why I was like,
oh, okay, no, not like, I mean, yeah, like I blew through the first like 3 or 4 seasons. Yeah.
Gotcha, because I was like, what was Eric Trump doing in 2012? Got it.
No,
and I would clock it now, but I was just thinking, watching in like 2012, I would have never clocked that.
No, yeah. But like I remember thinking to myself, like, God, the glamour, like the glitz and glamour of New York, and then I'm just like, Louisiana was such a mess. Like
a real disaster.
Oh, it was so bad. I can't wait to recap that eventually on the pod, because God.
Yeah, we'll have to do that sometime. I've seen a lot of New York. It's a mess.
It's problematic. It's constantly a mess.
And yeah, they just be talking. Just say what's on their mind.
I remember Ramona, where she was at some fundraiser telling some gay guy, she's like, yeah, we support the gays, we just don't like the gay lifestyle.
Oh my God. What was I watching the other day that used the term alternative lifestyle? I don't remember.
I have no idea.
But they're always talking about the gays. And I'm like, alternative to what? A nuclear family?
I hope so.
What do you mean by that?
I gotta say, I don't want a nuclear family. I'm not interested in it.
But also gays can have a nuclear family.
That's true.
Like, what are we talking about? Alternative to what? God, I don't.
Oh my God.
It was something older, obviously, so they were just whatever.
They were just talking.
Yeah, using whatever language they had at their disposal. Yikes.
So today we're jumping into season 1, episode 7 of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, titled Fashion Faux Pas.
Okay.
God, I love the first season of every Real Housewives, because it's just like they're still finding their footing, and you're not sure like how well they know each other. But like the thing that became so clear is that Mary hated Jen Shah, and Jen Shah hated Mary.
They are very conflicting personalities,
yes.
Like just objectively.
Yes. But we pick up where we left off at the fashion show, and Mary is sat right next to Jen for the fashion show, and I love it so much.
The tension, you could cut it with a knife.
And like, but that's such a Real Housewives trope too, where they have a fashion show, and they're gonna sit the two people that hate each other the most at the front row of the fashion show. Like, I love it.
So they can make their bitchy little faces the whole time. It's beautiful.
I love it. Whitney walks the runway, and she seemed like she had the best time, and then Meredith is super excited for her for Whitney, and she's super proud of Brooks. And there's something about Meredith when she's being a mom that like there's a warmth there that like I cannot comprehend, because like I didn't have it growing up, but like I love it so much.
Her most genuine, I think, when she's being a mom, and I get that. Like there's no kind of like deeper meaning to anything. She's like, I just love my son and I'm proud of him for doing this.
Yeah.
Also, Whitney, again, so hot.
So hot.
I love watching her videos of her pole dancing on Instagram. Mm-hmm. It's beautiful. It's great.
Jen makes kind of an asshole comment about how it's only one tracksuit, but I can tell you right now, I would wear a Brooks Marks tracksuit.
Yes. Okay, but we've talked about this before. To have a fashion show to show 8 models in the same tracksuit is insane.
Do you want to know what was even more insane is where Brooks, I know exactly what music video he watched right before he did it too. Where he's like leading them down the runway and he's like strutting and then everyone else is like jogging behind him.
Yeah.
He watched The Commander by Kelly Rowland and David Guetta. That's what he watched right before that because that's the energy he was given.
They had to rehearse that. Like they rehearse these things. I don't know. It's just so funny to see a fashion show that's like we have all of these different sizes of the same.
Look how pussy this is.
So funny. It's just so funny. And I don't know. Maybe I'm as awful as Jen Shaw, but
no, I can tell you exactly
so
what it was. And this is the thing that I struggle with like any of these things where like they're doing something for the show. And like I'm not saying that Brooks Marks did not have a design line at some point because very early in the show he was like sketching. You saw all of it.
Yeah, and I don't want to take his dream away from him.
No.
Just this fashion show is funny to me.
It is because you can tell they're like, I would imagine there was a conversation at some point where they were like, have you done anything else besides the tracksuit? And he was like, not yet. And because he was still in his undergrad at the time.
Yeah.
And he was taking a year off of college and it was the whole thing. And like, I know this conversation happened. And then they were like, okay, let's lean into the tracksuit. Like that was the conversation. You cannot tell me.
I like the tracksuit.
The tracksuit is cunt.
We love it. It is one tracksuit in multiple sizes.
Yes.
But whatever. He sold it.
Whatever.
It's fine.
But Meredith and Brooks FaceTime Seth, and it's the most uncomfortable thing I've ever seen because Seth is trying so hard to be like a supportive dad, and Brooks is like, my feelings don't matter. I wish you could have been here. I wish I was important to you. And I was like...
Which, by the way, this is the second call they've had that's like that.
Yeah.
And it's like... So he's not there. Why would you even answer the FaceTime or call him in the first place? Like, if you're just going to be bitchy. Like,
because he wanted to be bitchy. Like, let's call it what it is. Like, you wanted to be mean to your dad. And, like, you'll never find anyone that understands wanting to be mean to their dad more than me. But, like, calm down, diva.
Right. Like, he's not trying to be evil. He's not trying to hurt your feelings.
No, he's going through a separation with your mother, and he's in Ohio. He's in Canton, Ohio.
Right.
Come on.
I'm sure Meredith would have let him be there, but I'm also sure he's working. Like,
yes, he's supporting your tracksuit life.
In an airport, like
yes,
going to do something. Like,
yeah.
He has shit he has to do. My God. Okay.
Where are we at? Oh.
Whitney goes to Beauty Lab to get a facial and chats with Heather.
Yeah, and this is something I didn't realize. Heather talks about how her entire business was built entirely on Instagram and they've never once paid for marketing.
That is so slay. Imagine being the talk of the town. I love that.
I love that. They unpack more about Heather's divorce, and then Whitney equates the Mormon experience to being like held under a thumb, and it's how like the entire Mormon experience is super oppressive. And Whitney's a super supportive friend and like / cousin in this moment because I think she's a good listener. Like that's what I really like about Whitney is like you never get the whole like, oh, I'm only here for the show. Like Whitney, I feel like when she shows up, she shows up.
Oh, yeah. I honestly feel like she is one of the better housewives about just like being herself first and the cameras are like an afterthought. Like,
oh, yeah.
Oh, they're just here for this. Like, whatever. Yeah. I would have done it exactly this way if they weren't anyway.
Absolutely.
I do think she's really good at that. I also appreciate her listening to Heather because at this point and with her mental state and everything, I think Heather needs someone who is willing to just absorb what she's saying and be a firm hand that's like, no, you deserve to be happy.
Yes. And I think that the mental state's probably like the best way to describe it is like, I don't think Heather was in a place after her divorce. Cause like, I mean, she lost most of her identity when she separated from Billy. So I think, yes, like there's something that like really needed to like just they're like I think someone had to be like, I'm gonna help you out of the other side. Like, come on.
Right. And I honestly think her divorce was such a gift to her.
Oh, 1,000,000%.
Like, she would have never been her amazing self if she would have just stayed with that man.
Right.
And so I'm glad that she got that, but I do feel bad for her because you can tell she's struggling.
Yeah. And speaking of struggling, we go over to Jen's house and Jen opens up a little bit about needing to go on antidepressants after her dad passed away and how much of a strain that put on her emotionally. And I remember her getting into it. And something that I don't love, like this, if I had one critique of Coach Shaw, it is this. I guess, like, before she went on antidepressants, he was like, we don't see therapists. We don't take antidepressants. We keep moving. And, like, that's so real for me because my entire family is that way. And I'm like, oh, baby.
Well, he's the type to a T, too, because he's a football coach, right? So he's like, mental toughness equals physical toughness and all of this stuff. And the part of him that I really struggle with, right, is I understand he has a busy schedule because he's literally coaching football, as I just said. He doesn't always show up when he needs to show up.
Right.
Mentally, like emotionally or physically. Not making it to the funeral is almost unforgivable for me. Yeah. I get it to some extent. You're coaching a game, whatever. The coaching staff isn't just one person, though.
Right.
And I feel like he didn't show up for her emotionally when she really needed it after that either. So I don't know. I struggle with that with him. I really like him, but
I love Coach Shaw.
I do think he's absent sometimes.
Yeah. We head over to Lisa's house and Lisa and John sit Jack and Henry down to set goals as a family. And can you...
Everybody get their poster board. We're setting goals.
This is something that if it were any other house, I would 1,000,000% believe it was put on just for the show.
I genuinely believe this.
I know they do this every 6 months. I know this. Like Lisa and John Barlow were like, let's sit down with the quarterly goals family.
She needs to write like a self-help book. I think it would be so slay.
I think it would be really good for someone that cannot hear any negative commentary whatsoever. I think that's...
No, I just, like, not even that I would follow any of it. It's just he has so many of these little sayings and things about being goal-oriented and la-di-da-di-da. She just needs to write it all down.
I think... Did you ever watched Severance or I mean, like, it's a theme in like every show and movie that has ever existed, but like every main character, every like main theme is like different parts of a personality. Like we're in Harry Potter, like the 4 houses are like you could see something in each of yourself in each of those, whatever. For all of these housewives, I think Lisa Barlow for me is like the id of like when you're getting into like the psychology of ego, where it's like, oh no, there's nothing that like I know you care that I have a tequila brand. What's important is that I don't, and like just keep it moving. Like that is something. The resilience of Lisa Barlow is something that I will never I'll never have a tenth of it.
An ounce of her confidence. And
you and I are confident people too. That's the thing. She takes it to an entirely different level.
Lisa Barlow level is like, there's like not a word for whatever she has. Self-assured, not even the word.
Yeah.
She has never doubted herself, not once.
But so we head over there and they're setting out their goals. Jack's goals are to pass his driving test and to get shredded.
I think that's beautiful for a little teenager, preteen, whatever. And then we have Henry.
Go ahead.
Henry wants to get straight A's, get a solo win on Fortnite, meet Post Malone, get good at drawing, and kiss a girl at 15 years old. Oh, and also to have triplets.
It's like he didn't quite get what goals were, and that's fine. Like,
he said, "Oh, things I want to achieve. I've got some things." Oh my God. I think it's perfect, and I appreciate that she didn't judge what their goals were. She said, "I told you to write down goals, and you did that." Yes. That's great.
And that's something the mothers on Salt Lake City, like the only ones that rival these mothers are like the moms on New Jersey. Where like I don't think there's a really a bad mom in any of the cities, but like the moms on Salt Lake City, when they are moms, they are incredible mothers. Right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But I love that Lisa was like, "That's so beautiful. You're doing it." Yeah. Like, I love that. That's so cool.
Like she would support them in anything. We see that later with their hair care brand or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
She's like, "If that's what you want to do, absolutely. Let's do it.
Let's do it."
Yeah.
Which I should order some of that on Amazon because I've heard that it's
still around.
Yeah, it's still around. I've heard that it smells like Dior Sauvage, and that's my favorite cologne. But John encourages Lisa to slow down a little bit and start saying no. And then Lisa reminds me so much of like my papa and one of the guys that we used to work for, because she's so terrified to not be working and busy.
Yeah, that I've always had a problem with that, right?
Yeah.
If you say you're goal oriented, that's fine. That's beautiful. I love that for you. Why can't you add it to your goals to spend more time with your family? Kenny kind of does this where he's like, every year at the beginning of the year, we don't really do resolutions. We just try to say what we want out of the year. And he's always like, I just want to be a better person every single year. But like, he's a workaholic too. He's like that.
Oh, absolutely.
But it's never like, I want to be a better person by coming up with more ideas for us to spend time together. Or I want to be a better person by showing up more. And I see this from so many people all the time. Mm. And it's like, that's a part of your life too.
I think when it comes to like people like Kenny, and I'm guilty of this too, where like I feel like my worth as like an individual is like how much I'm accomplishing, how many boxes I'm checking, how packed my calendar is, like how tired I am at the end of each day.
I just don't, and I don't know, like this is probably an unpopular opinion and I'm okay with that. But like part of your calendar, part of your accomplishments include your family and
absolutely
and whatever. It's just, you don't get awarded for that, right? You're not getting a raise for showing up for your family.
Right.
You're not always even getting a pat on the back for that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, it's tough for me because I'm like, I understand why you don't feel like this is something to work towards, but I think it is.
No, but
I think it's part of your life too.
I think there is like some satisfaction and some achievement that comes out of that, because it's like, I know that like, if I decide I'm not going to do homework or like, I'm not going to do something one night, like I'm not going to like whatever. And I spend the entire night just like hanging out with Boomer, like playing with him. I can tell at the end, and I'm going to start crying about this. I can tell at the end of the night how happy he is and like how worn out he is. And he cuddles and he does the whole thing because he's like, I got to spend the night with my dad and I had the greatest time ever. And there's such an immense sense of that for me where it's like, I love that. And I don't think anyone prioritizes that enough. Like, I think that like, everything in moderation and like balance and all that. But like for
I'm not saying you should slack off at work, right? To show up for your family. But I am saying like Lisa Barlow, if she were to skip an event that she was supposed to host to take her kids to Disneyland, I feel like she would see that as
a massive failure.
A loss.
Yes.
Yeah, like she lost something from that. And that is what makes me sad. And I'm not saying she's wrong. I'm not saying any of that. It just makes me sad that people think that way.
I agree.
It's the society we live in, too. This whole grind set thing of like, you're only as good as how much money you're making or whatever. So I get it. I do. But it's like, dang.
Yeah, it sucks. But we Meredith, Jen, and Heather all go out to dinner, and the girls get into Meredith's separation. And Meredith kind of acknowledges how they like have to both work on their own stuff, and that's what this time is for. What I do appreciate about Meredith is that she's never once said, Seth is the entire problem in this. I'm completely innocent. I'm the woman. I've done nothing wrong. I really love that about Meredith. Yeah.
No, I think she's honest that it's both sides of the thing. What I will say about Meredith Marks, she's a lot of things. A DJ, an icon, a jewelry designer. What she is not is an open book. Right. You're not getting anything out of her that she does not want to give to you.
Well, and I think to some degree, I understand that, but Jen does get frustrated with that because she feels like Meredith isn't being entirely transparent. But at the same time, I can say it to Meredith. She's trying to figure out where she and Seth stand right now. So it's like, how much do I want to let out? Like, how much do I want to say? Like
on national television.
Yeah, I'm dating another guy. Seth's dating another woman. Like whatever. Like, and if that's fine for you, that's fine. Because we do come to see that she does admit that at a certain point later in the second season. But yeah, Jen feels frustrated that she feels like that Meredith isn't being fully transparent. So she pushes a little bit more, and then you see Meredith kind of get uncomfortable. And this is, I think, the first time we see this from Meredith, where she's like, like you see it happening. And she tells us like that it's really about communication. And we jump to a confessional immediately with Jen being like, there's more to the story. I've heard more to the story. Like,
okay, but that's not really your place, Jen.
Well, but at the same time, tell us what you've heard. I hate this trope of like, there's so much more to the story, because we never really hear the full breadth of what.
Yeah. I do think in Meredith's defense, I wasn't trying to come for her.
No, sure.
I do think part of being successful on Housewives and like being on for several seasons is deciding what you're willing to share and sticking to your guns. Not letting people get it out of you just because they know more than you're willing to say.
Sure.
So I understand her to some extent. I also feel like I hate that too. There's more to this story that you guys aren't hearing. It's like, what's the point of saying that? Like, what is the point of you saying that?
Because this thing is like, it's either going to make, and part of this is the producer's fault, because it's just like, why did you leave that in? Like, because
they make you think that you're going to hear more about it if you like keep watching.
Well, that, and then like, this is where you get like, I mean, the minefield of Reddit and the bloggers, like, and the TikTok influencers for Bravo or whatever. Like,
yeah,
I'm not interested in any of their opinions. I'm gonna be super, like, I love the Brav Bros. They don't know any more than we do. Like,
no, but the producers do that. They like hint at some side story that they won't share. And so of course that just ignites the rumor mill.
Exactly.
Because if you're not going to tell people, people will make it up. Or they'll think they're super sleuths and go on all of the Instagrams and all of the Twitters and all of these things and think they can piece it together.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you're not going to give us a storyline, just don't give us a storyline.
Absolutely. And then Whitney and her dad go to a trampoline park that 100% I know smells like feet. And Whitney tells us about how she always was scared that her kids would never know their grandpa the way she knew him growing up.
That's so sad.
I get that, though. Like, I mean, something I'm really happy about is that like my niece and nephew are getting to know my dad in a way that I never knew my dad. That's kind of cool.
Well, yeah, but I think for Whitney, it was like my dad was great growing up and then he really lost it and I was scared we'd never get him back type of thing.
That's fair. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So she's experiencing like almost the opposite of what
Well, I think just a little different. It's like, I think regardless of who your dad is, whether he had addiction problems or not, it's so cool to see them as a grandpa.
Absolutely.
Like, it's so interesting. But yeah, I really did feel for her. It did remind me of Huck a little bit, but that, like, can you imagine just being like, oh, my kids are never gonna know my dad the way I know my dad. Like that. Yeah. It's so sad.
I get that. That is sad. The dad, Diane Warren, as Carrie from Sexy Unique Podcast calls him. He seems to be doing really well in sober living, and his therapist. We hear that his therapist thinks that he's ready to move on to the next step, which it's okay. You're fine. We hear that he's ready to move on to the next step of the process, which is living in an apartment and finding a job so he can start living his life. He's only 21 days in at this point, though.
I think he relapsed, though. Like, I think he hit a restart.
Maybe. The thing that I'm really curious about is, like, I would like to hear the therapist say this, because I don't buy that 21 days in you're ready for anything. Like, I mean, they say you need like at least 3 months, like, of sober living. Like, that's a thing.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought that, because I thought he had been in sober living for longer than 21 days at this point.
The timeline on this show is so off to me, because, like, I think they, like, picked up, like, filming in just random parts of the year. Like, I can't really get a full timeline on this show.
Right. And I think that's why, in my mind, he had relapse, because I thought he had a lot more time before the 21 days.
Right.
But I don't know.
It reminds me so much of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, where, like, they would like end an episode and then the next episode would be like 6 months later or something.
Yeah,
so insane like that. Yeah.
They
the arrest or whatever.
Season, it was Taylor getting arrested, skinny as can be, and then they jump back in and she's like 6 months pregnant.
Yeah. And so for me, I'm just like, I think I've just come to expect that in Utah, where, like, time does not move the same way it does in the real
I don't
world.
know what's happening. But regardless, also, that's not me shitting on him for relapsing if he relapsed.
Not at all.
That's part of recovery. That's not. But yeah, I don't know. And he doesn't, I don't know. Just the way he speaks and the way he presents this information makes me question it too. Like, I would love for Whitney to sit down with his therapist. Well,
and in defense of Whitney's dad, he was a self-made millionaire, and to some degree I can understand being like, okay, I want to get back to living. Like, I don't want to do this anymore.
I felt that the whole time, like, since we met him. Yeah. And I also feel it because he did hair. That's how he, like, made his millions. Right. The fact that his hair looks the way it does, I think, is a literal cry for help. And that seems so mean to say out loud. I know that sounds mean, but can anyone understand what I'm trying to say?
I do. I hear but it's like with a gay guy where he dyes his hair blonde and you're like, oh, he needs help. He needs his hand held right now.
Right. Someone needs to talk to him.
Yeah. Is he okay?
It's like when a straight girl dyes her hair red.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah. Yes. It's like, okay, sit down. And for him, it's even more extreme, I think, because he's a hairdresser. So, like, he knows exactly what he's doing.
Absolutely, yes.
And I don't know. Anyway.
We head over to Heather's house where she's hanging out with her daughters. And, like, I really, really, really love to see Heather with her daughters. And, like, I honestly get kind of jealous because, like, I never had this dynamic, like, ever in my life.
She's a very cool mom.
She's a very cool mom, but she's also the mom where it's like, oh, you know, these daughters have never once gone to bed and asked themselves, does my mom care about me? Like, they've always felt safe. They've always felt like everything they needed to feel from Heather.
Yeah. And I also feel like she has such an open line of communication between all of them. Like, yeah, it's very nice. Very nice.
They all sit down and they start to unpack Heather's feelings about how she thinks she's failed in some aspects. And she's really honest about not knowing where she's at right now. and she shares that she wants to drink and date, and there's a lot of fear with choosing this path.
Right, because she was married to the King Mormon for so long. Like, of course, she's like, yeah, I don't know.
But hearing the way her daughters react is just so, like, you did a good fucking job.
Oh, for sure. Because they all agree that she deserves happiness and light and life for herself. And I think it's so beautiful.
I love it.
You can tell they really, like, love each other.
Absolutely.
But also, isn't this after she was bagging that guy at that party at Jen's house?
I think for a very long time, she kept those two parts of her life very separate. Not a very long time. I think that, like, while she was like figuring out who she was, I think once she... And maybe at Jen's house, she realized, like, oh, I don't want to be two different people anymore. Like, I want to just, like, be authentic.
Yeah. And not to say that she should tell her daughters every time she's casually hooking up with someone, like, obviously.
No, that'd be weird.
Right. But, like, I don't know. Yeah. I guess she's just, like, sharing with them that, like, this is what she wants to do now. Yeah. Like, which is nice to have that conversation instead of them just watching you start drinking and dating and stuff, and not part of it.
I feel like had to have been like, oh, they're gonna see this on the show. Like, I have to be real with them.
But also just like in the house, like if your mom never ever drank and now all of a sudden there's always an open wine bottle in the fridge or whatever, you know what I mean? Yeah. Or like your mom has always kept to herself, but now she's saying she's going out on a date. Like, it's nice that she's addressing it with
absolutely
daughters first. Yeah.
And then we head over to Whitney's house with Jen so they can work out together. And we find out that Whitney's had a stripper pole in every house she's ever owned. And Whitney could honestly be an instructor.
Honestly, from the material I've seen, it's looking like she really could be an instructor.
She's very good at like the whole thing. She's strong as fuck.
She's very athletic.
She's so strong. Like, you can tell.
All of her like gym clips and all of that, like in the show, she is like very fit.
Yeah. But Jen brings up that Meredith and Seth are having their problems, and she says, if you're not getting it at home, you're going to get it somewhere else. And she knows exactly what she's doing here. That pissed me. Like, you could see the wheels turning, and I was like, stop. And then Whitney pushes for more information, and Jen won't say anything, but I hate, because you've watched me interact with people that have done this very thing before, where it's like, I don't know. You'll have to ask this person. Shut the fuck up. Then go home.
Don't give me half the story. Because if you give me half the story, all you're doing is telling me you want me to know.
Yeah.
But you're not going to tell me. Like, I would rather you just not tell me that there's a situation at all.
I don't want to know. Like, let it come out on its own. I don't know. Like, this whole thing of like trying to force the storyline really bothers me. Yeah. But then Jen gives us a confessional about how she was at a trunk show for Meredith in New York, and there was a guy that said that Meredith was the love of his life and that they were going to get married. And I don't know that I buy that this really happened.
No, I don't buy that it happened. But if it did happen, of course a man is in love with Meredith Marks. That does not mean she's in love with him.
Okay, let's just go down the path of like, let's just say this happened. Okay, then what? Then what, Jen?
Also, what happened to being a good friend? And she told you this in confidence, and so you should shut up.
Yeah.
What happened to that?
Yeah.
Jen?
But
I would say the same thing if I were at Meredith Marks' trunk show. I would be like, that's my girlfriend. I'm in love with her. I'm going to marry her.
I would say it as a gay man. That's the love of my life. That's my mother. And she's going to protect me from the world.
Like, what do you mean?
Christ. But yeah, that's the end of this episode. And I forgot that, like, I've moved this a couple of times because I'm trying to find the right episode to talk about it in. Do you remember the January 6th Housewife of Salt Lake City? The one that got put off the show.
Yeah.
I found an article where it's at the end of this, where she talks about cancel culture and how hard life was for her. And I cannot wait to talk about it on this show.
my God. Yeah, life was so hard when you were staging a coup. What are you talking about, girl?
I forgot to move that article off of this notes, but like, oh my God.
It is so long.
It's like the audio version of it is like 38 minutes long. It's such a long article where this woman, she does nothing but talk about how great she is. She's a great mother. She's a great this. She's a great that. And it's so hard to be a Republican in this day and age.
Oh my God, it's so hard to be a white Republican who's in charge of everything and dictates everything. It's so hard. Oh my God. She's so like from the literal skim scroll that I just did, she's claiming she got canceled.
Yes.
You gotta have a following first to be canceled, mama.
Listen, we'll get into it. I promise we'll get into it. It's the most wild thing I've ever read in my life.
And if you're gonna show up, to the coup, I think part of that as a prerequisite is you gotta be okay with getting canceled. Like, you know what I mean?
This is the thing that I have struggled with for so long with January 6th of 2021 is like, let's just say, let's go down the rabbit hole of like, okay, there were two sets of people there. There were people there that wanted to be violent and crazy. And then there were people that just thought they were showing up to peacefully protest. What were you protesting? What did you think you were speaking out against? That is the one question I keep coming back to, because every single time it comes back to for me, you were trying to speak out against a free and fair election.
100%. You were protesting democracy.
Yes. And so for me, every other opinion that comes out of your mouth is completely irrelevant to me. I don't care how peaceful you were. I don't care how violent you were. I don't care if you never stepped foot in the Capitol. You were there because you didn't want Joe Biden to be president after he was elected. Don't get me started because I'll get so mad.
If you just stood outside, listen, okay. Hypothetically, if the reverse were to happen and we were to say death to the free election because it elected Donald Trump, and I went and just stood outside the White House on January 6th to do that, I would assume every Republican who's ever listened to me on this podcast or followed me on Instagram, all 500 people who follow me on Instagram, I would assume you're going to cancel me. I would just assume that automatically.
Yes. And I also don't love this idea of like you love or you hate cancel culture until you want to cancel someone you don't like.
Yeah.
Yes. Like we hated the idea of cancel culture until it was Jimmy Kimmel.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And that's where I keep coming back to is like, if you're going to stand for something, you have to go all the way with it. And this Sarah MacArthur, your opinion is wild. And the fact that you think as a white lady with money and an interior design career in Salt Lake City, Utah, that you think that your life has seen an ounce of struggle, shut the fuck up.
By the way, if I were to name this woman just not knowing what her name was, I would probably name her Sarah MacArthur.
And this is the thing that I get so mad about, because I'm like, you seemed so wild and crazy when you came in episode 1 at Jen Shaw's party going, happy birthday. I thought you were going to be so cunt and so funny. And then this is what you turned out to be.
You're just a cunt. Like, girl.
Anyway, dear listener, thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. From Indy to Salt Lake City and Washington, D.C., or wherever you were on January 6th, we love you.
No, if you were on the White House property on January 6th, you were not bestie approved.
No, absolutely not.
But I love you. Thank you for the listen.
We'll see you later.
Bye.